Hi, this is Roro, and I have a question about drafting a pair of pants for plus size. Now, the pants that I'm making are elasticized waist tulip pants, so it really doesn't matter the crotch area and I'm just making the waist the same as the hips and then put an elastic in, so it really doesn't matter, but I'm just doing it like this just to learn so I can learn how to draft pants the correct way, because later on I am going to be making a fitted pair, and so I kind of want to learn how to do this. So let me show you the questions I have. So this is one leg, so it's going to go like this. This is going to be the front, and then it's going to be attached at the side. It's kind of hard to do this with paper. And then this part's going to overlap. And then this fold. This part's going to overlap, and it's going to be like one leg. It's going to kind of be like tulip pants. So anyway, I was going to do this pattern, and then I realized that this crotch looks way, way too low and is going to end up hanging around my knees. I got that pattern piece off of a pattern making software for plus size. Maybe that's why it's so big, I don't know. But anyway, so I decided to redo the crotch, and I'm looking at instructions online. I'm looking up stuff. They don't take into consideration plus size for most of it. So I'm trying to see, how do you draft for a plus size? Where do you add the curves in? That kind of thing. And anyway, even just the basic pants drafting, I've noticed a few things that I have a question about. So I'm going to go over this pattern, what I have so far, and hopefully you will be able to see this. Okay, so I'm starting out drafting this side of the pants. This would be the front, and I'm trying to draft, the front. Here's the top, the side, and then this would be the crotch. So far I have, here's the top, here's the side, here's a 1/2 inch seam allowance here. So I have the top, the side. I put in, don't look at the upside down print, look at the right side up print for now. The hip depth is 8 inches, I put that line in. The hip rise, that's the one where you sit down and measure from your waist to the chair, that's 13 inches. I put that, now these are, I put that line in, hip rise. So I have those in, and then I'm going over here to do the crotch, and I'm doing it backwards to what they say to do, because I'm doing this side first and then go down, then do the crotch, then do the backwards. So anyway, it said to go down 1 inch and then across 1 inch. So what I did was draw a line, and I made my 1/4 of my hips. I'm making my waist and my hips the same, and then putting a drawstring, because this is going to be a pair of, drawstring. It's not going to be a fitted pair of pants. The only reason I'm doing all this is just to learn how to do this. It's not going to be a fitted pair of pants, so I really don't have to go through all this. I'm just trying to learn. But anyway, so it says that, you slope down, and, because it's 1 inch down and 1 inch over to make it on a slant, so that the side is higher than the front center. Okay, so now this is the line. Now the question I have, now that this is the line for the top of the pants, wouldn't you make a new line for the hip depth of the, 8 inches from this line? And then a new slanted line for the hip rise, the 13-inch hip rise from this line. Because this line is now slanted, shouldn't you slant all these lines? Wouldn't that make it, because when I do that, it's a lot easier for me to get this curve if it's going down here than if I'm trying to use this old curve to the 13-inch mark here. Because when I measure my crotch area, it is 32 inches, and I'm supposed to split that up between, 14 and 19, or whatever adds up to 32, I forget. I think I measured wrong at the first time, but whatever. But if I do it their way, it doesn't end up being big enough. you know, and the measurements they give me saying to go over 2 inches. They're not saying to add any more for plus size. It's just a generic go over 2 inches. So I'm sure that for plus size you're supposed to do more. Even this, it's a generic 1 inches. Shouldn't it be more for plus size? Like they said, I read something about taking into consideration your tummy. So this, you know, shouldn't that be bigger? I don't know. Anyway, these are the kinds of questions I have. I have not seen any videos about, or any drafting patterns or things online about people taking into account these kinds of things. And I'm just wondering if anybody can answer that question for me. Thank you.